Hi, it's me again. I'm back. I am out on the trail and I've actually been walking for a little while trying to figure out what I could talk about. The stuff that's in my head is about asking for help and asking for support, but I keep finding myself just coming back to being here on the trail. So I was thinking I would talk about what I'm seeing instead of what's going on in my head, because what I'm seeing is what's going on in my head right now. So let's see. I'm gonna back up just a little bit here. This is a teeny little pond that is what they call a vernal pool, and that means that it has water in it only for part of the year, kind of fall, winter, spring, and then it dries up in the summer. And so it's also one of those places that frogs and salamanders and toads and all the little amphibians like to lay their eggs. So in the spring it gets very busy in there. You can hear all the frogs and stuff. And early fall, I'm hearing insects. I'm not as good at insect identification as some things. So I know some of them are crickets, and some of them are grasshoppers, and some of them are other things. Last week, or the beginning of this week, when I was out here, I was hearing spring peepers, because you can actually hear them at all times of the year. If they thaw out in the winter, they'll sometimes peep, but I was hearing them a lot last week when it was hot. I'm hearing the wind through the white pines, which is very soothing to me. I'm hearing a bird here and there, and I'm hearing traffic from a little ways away. I'm glad that it's a little ways away and not right next to us, but it's still on my radar. I'm smelling very little, actually. I think that's the wind. Part of it's the fact that it rained the last 2 days, and it's everything's kind of got that washed clean. When I came out when it first started to rain a couple days ago, I didn't come out here, but when I was out in my yard, it was very petrichor. The smell of rain, or the smell of it's either the smell of rain or the smell of the land, ground, anticipating the rain. I don't remember. I mean, we've all read that meme a gazillion times, right? But I can't remember exactly what it is, but I do know that's the term for it. So it smelled really almost like you could taste it. It was like a little bit dirt, a little bit mushroomy, a little bit gross, a little bit awesome. It was pretty cool. And right now everything just smells clean. And you can probably tell I'm walking in and out of sunlight, and that's beautiful. It's nice to have that sun after a couple days of rain. And just like the last time I was out here, I'm looking at the changes as autumn happens. There's these, again, the ferns are continuing to turn bronzy. They turn golden and then they turn bronze. And I just love that. And we're right by the stream again. And there's a blue jay calling. And I love birch trees, so I'm just looking at that birch tree. I love that tree. After 2 days in, it's lovely to be out where the temperature is just gorgeous, and I felt pent up inside. I've also been dealing with a lot of I have chronic pain condition, and I've been dealing with a ton of pain the last several days, and just being out here, I'm taking a pause for a second to see. I still feel some of the pain, but not, it's like pushed to the back because I'm just so thrilled to be out here. I don't know, you can probably see, there you go, this orangey tree. That was not orangey the last time I was out here. It's that time of year where it's like every moment is different, kind of like the spring. Every moment is different. It's so cool. I just recorded the first episode with a couple of friends of a new podcast YouTube series thing where we just chat, and it was super fun. I'm really excited about it. It's going to be called the Hive Queens, and I mean, we're doing that thing where it's not going to be, like the first episode isn't going to be aired for or is going to go live for, I don't know, 9-10 weeks now. So this is just one of those things that's in the works, but it's in my head. It's fun to chat with people that you enjoy. I'm walking along the river again. Let's see. It's funny with my little bitty camera screen or phone screen. It's hard to even see if you can see the river because there's so much reflection. After 2 days, the river is nice and full, and it hasn't been all summer. Other years, last year we had a ton of rain all summer, and this year we haven't, which, among other things, means that I am likely to get good honey from my bees, providing, oh, look at all that water. Yeah. Providing there's honey that the bees can spare, I will get good honey. Last year, it was, the water content was pretty high, so I couldn't even share the honey with anybody because it was kind of fermenty. Like, I used it, I ate it, but I couldn't really share it. I just heard a raven. Love them. I think that, so I'm just hearing a little peep, peep, peep. I think that's a spring peeper. It's a tree frog. I think. Tree frog. Maybe it's a toad. I used to know all these things down pat, and it's really interesting to realize that I am less and less analytical, maybe? That's not true. But I'm less interested in cataloging everything. I'm more interested in experiencing it. So even birding is different than it used to be. Now I'm getting the smell of warm, sun-baked, kind of, which is lovely. Giving you all a chance to see the woods instead of just the path. I'll show it in a second, but on the left here, last year they did some clear cutting. And I hated it. It made me so upset. It's starting to grow back a little bit, which is really nice. Up here, you can almost see it through the woods here. You can see it just gets really bright back there. Oh, so sad. It's town land, so they're gonna do what they're gonna do. I can't do anything about it, but I hate it. Just hate it. But up here, it's really close to the trail. And I think there's even an easy place to step up in there. And then the phone will adjust for the light. The camera will adjust for the light. You'll actually be able to see. You know, in here it's just dappled and beautiful. And then we get to this place where it's been opened up and cut. And this is really typical for around here. There's other places in the country, in the world, where they do clear cuts and they take like acres and acres. But this is actually an area where they kind of take some, like they kind of drive a channel through the woods, and take like a swath through, and don't take like everything. I mean, obviously they take everything, but they leave like this stand here. So they came from in there, they came down here, and then went around, and then went up that way a bit. And I think behind this little stand they did some more cutting. But look at how fast. This was last year. This was I guess last summer. I think it was last summer. And look at how fast this succession happens, right? So we've got grass, which is really impressive. I don't know where the grass comes from. I don't know if they planted it. But right at my feet, there's a ton of like brambles, like dewberries and raspberries and blackberries. And these are things that just come up immediately here. And it's just amazing how fast nature takes back over. But you can also see like that tree right there, and this tree here, and this tree. When the trees around them are taken down, they fall over. They've got nothing holding them up anymore. They've got too much light, too much more light than they were ready for. So a lot of trees break or bend, especially that first winter. But like these trees in the middle here that they're ostensibly, I guess, saving. I don't know why they'd be saving them, but saving them for another clear cutting year. Not only were their root systems smushed, they were probably hit by the trucks and the equipment, the heavy equipment that came through. So their trunks will be hurt, injured. But they're going to be hard pressed to be able to stand without. Here you can see, you can watch them the trees blowing in the wind, right? And with a full canopy, they kind of rub into each other, so they don't blow as far as those trees are. You know, even just looking at these trees, it's not like the wind isn't hitting them. You can see them doing a little bit of movement, but they're not going as far. So trees depend on each other, kind of like we do. That's so funny. You know when stuff's up in your mind, right? So like I'm thinking about how much we depend on other people, and I was talking about groups last time, and this week I've been thinking about asking for help, right, and support, and that's what these trees are in need of, support from their fellows. So I'm going to leave you thinking about support as we come back into the dappled, beautiful area. I hope that was helpful or helpful. Enjoyable. I hope that was enjoyable. Let me know if you found it enjoyable.